Hello, this is Gek, and welcome to Aviary Attorney, game with art by Jayjay Falcon. I might get his name wrong. So, maybe wondering, what is this game? Well, I'll tell you that. If you think Ace Attorney, think the Ace Attorney series, but with birds. Or, if you want another analogy, think of a more serious version of Hateful Boyfriend, for example. And that is basically what this game is. Now, I've already everything here. Volume like slightly down. I've seen bits of the first case, but apart from that, this will be mostly blind as far as gameplay is concerned. And no, this game is mostly set in France, so it will probably feature me doing lots of really bad French accents. Which, ironically, I did GCSE French, so as you know, some of them, yeah. But yeah, my French is kind of poor. My French oral was one of the worst things I ever did in my life. Anyway, enough of my really frustrating life. Let's begin. January 1st, 1848. Yeah, so it's actually set quite. The Chateau Crinière of Baron Roguil. Yep, that's how I'm gonna say it. I know, a frog is dead. Actually, I'm not gonna do the subtitles for cutscenes. I'll let cutscenes play out. And a cat standing above. Act 1. A cat with claws. Oh, it's a sparrow. Yeah, I'm a bird watcher. Didn't you know? It's midday already. Where on earth is that featherhead? Huh, it's Sherlock Holmes if he was a Arkham. Well, look who finally decided to get up. Have you heard what they say about the early bird, Falcon? Too early for worms. Pass the Cabernet Sauvignon. There'll be time for that later. We've got some business to handle first. Business? Let her a ride while you were sleeping. I haven't opened it yet. It's probably just more junk mail. Go ahead, Sparrowson. You may have the honours. Alright. Dear Monsieur Falcon, I am writing to you today because my daughter, Dame Cataline, has been arrested for a crime she did not commit. She has been held at La Conciergerie prison on the charge of murder, no less. Her trial is in 3 days' time. I'd be greatly in your debt if you would offer her your legal aid. Yours sincerely, Rogue. Here's the first bad name of the game. Signor Patois de Miao of the de Miao estate. There. That's as good as I'll get. Wow, this is quite something. No! Your first serious client in months! Not just that. The de Miao estate is well known for its exuberant wealth. Even if we can't do much for Dame Cataline, his lordship would still reward us handsomely for our efforts. Wow! I suppose you intend on defending Dame Cataline in court? Well, of course, for the money! Well, not for the money, but... Of course! It would be foolish to let such a good opportunity slip through our feathers. Grab your coat, Sparrowson. We're going to find our kitty client at La Conciergerie. Excellent! My derriere was getting tired from all this sitting around. Oh, by birth file away Signor de Miao's left of us. One moment, Falcon. What was there? Your evidence folder. Okay. Yeah. Well, is this going to be our attorney's badge in the case? Presenting this will not do anything. Ah, nearly forgot my wallet. Wouldn't want to lose that. Again. I recall you losing it at the New Year's party. And at Christmas. Alright, no need to make a list. His wallet. There's how much money he's carrying. 20 francs. He's not exactly poor. Let's make a move. Cue doors. Oh, here's our map. Let's green. Areas with no symbol we visited freely. The Aviary attorney offices. Oh. Let's go back to the office. Why are we back in your office? We have a case to solve. I was just procrastinating. Stop it. We need to get back to helping Dame Caroline. Alright, I'm ready. Let's go. So going back to the office. Anyway, yeah, let's actually do our job and go to the prison. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the stone-cold foyer of the conciergerie prison. Sullen-faced guards and visitors linger beneath the medieval archways. Ah, the conciergerie. It says it's the finest prison in the whole of France. The outer walls are impenetrable. Cells are spotless. The guards are well-mannered. What do you want? Good day, monsieur. I am here to see Dame Cataline de Miao. I am due to represent her in court. Oh, you're a lawyer? Fine, fine. Follow me. Well, what are you waiting for? Keep up. I can't tell what kind of bird he's meant to be. I mean, Sparrowson and Falcon are pretty obvious by their names, but... No, I don't recognise who he's going to be. I said I was a bird watcher, I didn't say I was a good one. There's he. My papa hasn't forgotten about me, has he? Dame Cataline de Miao, I presume. You've arrived! The fantastic lawyer, Monsieur Falcon, and his petite assistant, Sparrowson. Milady is knowledgeable. Don't talk like that, Sparrowson. Sorry. My papa told me he would only hire the best lawyers in town. I'm flattered. But they weren't available at such short notice, so he hired the first people in the address directory. Oh. You see, Falcon, I told you listing under Aviary attorney would pay off. Yeah. I guess that's a benefit. That's your job. Let's get down to business. Dame Cataline, could you fill us in on some details? Your father's letter was a little brief. I can do my best. What is it you wanted to know? What happened? Yeah. What exactly happened on the night of the murder? Ooh, let me think. It was Friday evening. Me and my papa had arrived at Chateau Crinière, the home of great Baron Roguil. My papa spent all evening talking with Monsieur Grenouille and the Baron about business stuff. Business stuff? Well, the Freedom and the Railway Company together. So all through dinner they were talking about company shares and investments, but I didn't really understand most of it. But after dinner, this man with a camera took our photograph. That was a lot more fun. So, man with a what took your what? Yeah, you forget this is 1848. Cameras were relatively new then. Camera! It's a very new gadget. A tiny bug sits in a box with a tiny paintbrush and paints your picture very fast. In 10 minutes, poof! You have a perfect picture. Wow! Technology is amazing. I don't think the lady's explanation is right, Sparrowson. Shh! Let me believe. Still, camera sounds like a very special device. I'll make a note of it. Let's look at it. A photographer named Robitio attended... How do you know that? She hasn't even mentioned the name Robitio yet. How do you know the... How do you know the photographer's name? Please continue, Dame Caroline. So after we had the photograph, I went to the gardens to get some air. And that's when I found the body of Monsieur Grenouille. He was all ripped open. A housemaid saw me standing over the froggy monsieur and called for help. Then the police arrived. Before I could say anything, I ended up here. Such a blur. Must have been terrifying. Wasn't so bad. My papa taught me how to be a brave cat. Was there something else you wanted to ask, Monsieur Falcon? Anything suspicious? Caroline, did you see anything suspicious that evening? Suspicious? Like maybe a guy lurking in the shadows, or a bloody murder weapon? Monsieur Falcon, I do believe you're looking for an easy answer. You got me. I did not see anything, I'm afraid. The evening was very normal. The food was delicious. The conversation was boring. It was all very ordinary until the incident. I see. But, Falcon, you missed something of huge importance. I did. Nicola, you said the food was delicious, but you didn't say what food it was! You and your damn stomach. Let me see. We had poached red herring to star, garnished with garlic butter. Go on. Then a marbled steak, served perfect bloody rare. Glorious! Falcon, write this down! What could possibly be relevant to the case? Write it all down, please, for me. Fine, fine. Red herring and a steak. In before the red herring is the final piece of evidence. This is a red herring. And she ate a steak. Sparrowson, remind me not to let you talk to clients on an empty stomach. I did find it a little strange that we weren't given any cutlery. No cutlery? Even the steak? Nope, you would think the great Baron of Chateau Criniere would have gorgeous silverware, but there was none to be seen. Now here's a little peculiar. Who was there? Again, who attended the banquet that evening? Well, there was me and my papa. My dearest maman couldn't make it. And there was Baron Roguil, who hosted the dinner, and his housemaid, Colleen, I think she was called. Of course, there was Monsieur Grenouille, well, until, you know, he died. And there was Monsieur Robitio de Rubinio, the man with the camera, but he was only there for a little while. So now you know his name! Falcon apparently has precognitive abilities. He knows who the photographer is before she's even said his name. I think that was all. Was there anything else you wanted to ask? No, I think that will be all. What's the plan now, Falcon? The way I see it, we have two tasks. We should head to Chateau Criniere and try and see the scene of the murder for ourselves. And we should try to track down the supposed photographer, Monsieur Robitio de Rubinio. 2 days, 2 tasks. Seems doable. But we should head back and get some rest first. We have a lot of work ahead of us. Wait, Monsieur Falcon, before you go, you do believe my story, don't you? Well, as a lawyer, I should... well, they haven't used the term lawyer yet, so I guess I should say attorney. I believe in justice. Then, Cataline, I believe a fair trial can draw the truth from any situation. I believe in justice. That's good to hear. You're not wrong, Falcon, but that's not what the lady needed to hear. You might walk on being a less of a... how to put it? Feel depute. If serving justice makes me a feel depute, then I'll wear that title proudly. Dame Cataline, Monsieur Grenouille, Baron Roguil. These names are all getting a bit confusing, aren't they? Not particularly. At least for me. I guess I'm compiling a Facebook so that I can keep track of who everyone is. Yeah. Oh, what? Facebook. There's a collection of pictures, people's names, pictures, and description. Why do you need to carry a catalog? I think I understand. The name could use a little work, though. Facebook. Anyway. Whoa. There's 4 pages. Or is this the whole game? Jayjay Falcon. Suave and courageous lackey. What a handsome fellow. Patois de meow. He looks a bit... Come on. Grenwy, the foggy visitor, and murdered at Chatterton. Let's make a move. Yes. Let's. Ah, the game auto saves. That's good. You can quick save. Okay. So I can go to the Chateau or Rubinio's studio. Wonder if we get extra dialogue. Okay. Oh, he says the same thing. What if we go back to the prison? What do you want? I'm Jayjay Falcon, defense attorney for. I know you are. I saw you come by earlier, but visiting hours are over. Come back next week. We can make an exception for us. Visiting hours are over. We'll be quick. I said visiting hours are over. Do your bird brains understand? Parlez-vous français? I'm going to make an exception, Falcon. You're right. Let's continue our investigation. It's worth going back to all these places and the rest of the dialogue. I'm gonna go to the crime scene first. Falcon and Sparrowson into the courtyard outside Chateau Crinier. People with dirty clothes and gaunt faces linger around the building. Sortant. Excusez-moi, messieurs. I don't mean to be a pain, but my little girl now is sick and starving, see? Gambade? I don't suppose you'd happen to have some spare change? Here, have a franc on me. Here you go. Stay safe, madame. Many thanks to you, messieurs. That's pretty generous of you, Falcon. Times are tough. Making sure a mother and child is going to eat is the least I can do. All I'm doing is standing around here moralizing. Come on, Sparrowson, we've got business to attend to. Would they appear in the... Oh, yeah. They do. Falcon and Sparrowson step into the pristine wood-panelled foyer of Chateau Crinier. Oh, look at this place. Barraged must be loaded. More than loaded. When it comes to lucrative investments, the Baron is a legend. Factories, chocolate shops, hotels, railroads. The Baron owns a little bit of everything this side of the Seine. Is he here right now? Yes, he's the smug-looking chap with the impressive mane. We must approach a man of his stature with tact and finesse. Hey, Baron! We'd like a word! How's that? Sparrowson, you have the finesse of an inebriated warthog. You can thank me later. I think I got his attention. He's all proper. Did I hear my name? Great Baron Roguil, property owner extraordinaire, at your service. Who might you fellows be? More investigators? No. Not quite. I am private attorney Jayjay Falcon, and this is my associate Sparrowson. Lawyers, eh? No, you aren't the first to have passed through her today. Oh. Yes. This jumpy, twitchy fellow came by this morning. Asked a bunch of questions and hopped away before he had the answers. It was curious. Do you know who he was, Sparrowson? Perhaps. I have a hunch he'll be seeing him at the trial. So he's a rabbit then, is what you're saying. Friend of yours? Something like that. So what may I do for you, messieurs? We're doing some research on Monsieur Grenwy, the frog who was killed here on Friday evening. Of course. Such a tragedy. He was a good friend and a loyal business partner. I suppose you messieurs will be wanting to see the crime scene for yourself. Actually, yes, that would be fantastic. Well, be my guess. You'll find the garden where the murder occurred with back doors. You'll also be interested in the lounge on the second floor, third door to the right. That would be where we gathered for a group photograph prior to the... Excuse cigar. Unfortunate incident. Oh, can we see the finished photograph? I am afraid not. It is to my understanding that the photograph must be developed before it can be viewed. It's a slow process. My own copy of the photograph will be delivered in 3 days' time. That's not good to us. Trial may be over then. Nonetheless, we appreciate your hospitality. Thank you, Baron. No trouble at all. I'll be here to see you out when you're done with your investigation. Sir, you go first. The guy on the left. Can't we investigate the main hall some more? Did you be able to have a good look around? Trust everything was in order. Actually, we haven't visited the garden yet. We definitely need to do that. Okay. Is he... Yes. Reputably ruthless businessman. Oh. Gonna go to the lounge first. Is that a giraffe? Second floor, third door on the right. This must be the room where the photograph was taken. Psst. Hey Falcon, did you see that? See what? The housemaid totally just did something shifty. Shifty? I think she's pocketed something in that drawer. You should totally go around it. Excuse me, mademoiselle. Ah! Yes, are you two policemen? Colleen, that was the Baron's housekeeper, I think. No, we're private attorneys. My name's Jayjay Falcon. I'm Sparrowson. Oh, how rude of me. My name is Colleen Duhart. So, how can I help you, messieurs, with today? We're investigating the murder that took place last night. I want to ask you a couple of questions. That's fine. Let me just grab a chair. Oh, she's a goat. I think she's a goat. She looks more like a goat than a giraffe. That's better. What was it you wanted to ask? I'm not going to ask her where it was this or the photograph. You were a little nervous when we came in. You thought we were police officers. There's something you want to know. Anything you need to confess? No, I suppose I'm just a little nervous after all the drama of last week. I need information. Are you sure there isn't anything you're hiding? It's okay to tell us. We're defense attorneys. That means we help people get away with criminal acts. Right, and... Wait, what? No! That's not an accurate job description, Sparrowson. Isn't... Oh, what do we do then? I'll tell you later. Honestly, messieurs, I have nothing to hide. Was there something else you... Nothing to hide, eh? Well... We're looking for the room where the photograph was taken prior to the incident. We happen to know whether this is the right room. Yes, you're in the right place. I saw the photography session myself. Let's see, the cameraman was standing... just about where you're standing, actually, Monsieur Falcon. Where was the camera pointed? Right at the clock above the mantelpiece. The Baron insisted on using that very location. Ah, I'm looking at it. Something isn't right about that clock. What? The fact that it doesn't have any hands? No, the painting line totally clashes with the decor. I was thinking more on obvious lines. Clock has no hands. But that clock has never had hands in all the years I've worked here. I think Baron Roguil just keeps it around as a conversation piece. Well, we're conversing about it, so I guess it's working. Sparrowson, never the straight man. It's a peculiar detail, though. Make a note of it. Something else you want to ask? Nah. No further questions. Thank you, mademoiselle. You've been a huge help. No problem, messieurs. Actually, there is something. I know you two saw me stealing as you came in. I appreciate that you didn't give me the third degree about it. You see, I'm trying to save it to follow my dreams, and, well, never mind now, I'm rambling. It's no problem, mademoiselle. You asked me a much larger crime to worry about. Although I should probably ask, I don't suppose you've been stealing anything else? Silverware, perhaps? Ah, you know about that. Yeah, I suppose that was me. It started with a couple of teaspoons. I didn't think the Baron would miss those. But, well, yeah, I suppose the habit got a little away from me. That's one mystery solved, at least. Okay, so the silverware was stolen. I'd appreciate it if you didn't tell the Baron. He'd been really kind, I would hate to break your jaw. I see. So where to next, Big Bird? Okay, I bet she's in there now. Vertically enabled. My own case of cluck to me. Yeah, let's go in the garden. The crime scene. Then Cataline said that she found Monsieur Grimwell on the stairs by the fountain, so this must be the very spot where the murder took place. Hey, Falcon, do the crime scene investigation thing. The crime scene investigation thing? Yeah, you know, That thing where you go eagle-eyed and analyse every object in excruciating detail. You mean search for evidence? Yeah, do that. That's not a bad suggestion. It'll be the first time the Parisian police have missed something right under their noses. Don't think room. An item of interest. So let's just see how many things there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 things I count. Horse statue. This one has a goofy face. That must be a joke. A horse walks into a barn. The barkeep says, "Why the long face?" Yes, we've all heard that one. No, the barkeep says, "You've got to stop coming here. You're drinking us under the stable." I think it's time to rein in the horse jokes. Baron Roguil certainly likes these horse statues. I don't mind the horse statues, but the little cherub people creep me out. Maybe you should be waddling, not attempting saddleless horseback riding. Fountain's the biggest thing here, so I'd say look at that last. Another beautifully made horse statue. But my uncle once had a horse that refused to eat hay. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yep, eventually realised we were just filling up on horse nerves. Terrible. Finely crafted horse statue. Mane almost looks lifelike. Would you say it behooves you to stroke it? No, I would not. Is that blood on the stairs? Dry blood on the staircase. This would be on Monsieur Grimly died. See any bloody footprints? Or maybe a name scrawled in blood written with the frog's last breath. Wishful thinking. All I'm seeing here is a big sticky puddle. Something to indicate the body was moved, or that the frog left a last minute clue. All I can remember from the bloody mess is that Monsieur Grimly was attacked and killed on the staircase. And the fountain. This fountain is finely crafted. Solid carved marble. That can't have been cheap. I see nothing but war in the bottom of the lower basin. Sure, can't see inside the upper basin from here. That'd be a perfect place to quickly stash a murder weapon. That's actually not a terrible line of reasoning. Go the way didn't take a closer look. Sure. Yeah, I suppose we should. Oh, I apologise. I wasn't being direct enough. What I meant to say was, Sparrowson, go wade into the fountain and take a closer look inside the upper basin. Me? No way! If you want to go wading, do it yourself. I'm a respectable lawyer. You can't just roll on my trousers and paddle around a fountain like a duck in a lake. Get what you don't pay me enough to justify getting my sweet friends where. Look, there's only one reason why I sell this. We'll flip for it. Flip for it. Yep. I'll flip this 1 franc coin. You call the outcome. Get it wrong, and you go for a swim. So, what'll it be? Heads or tails? Napoleon face or plant squiggles? Tails. Plant squiggles. It's called a reef, Sparrowson. Sure, I'll bet on the plant squiggles. There we go. It's heads! Should've gone with the old Emperor, Falcon. Gah! Fine, hold my shoes. I really should learn how to spot a rigged coin flip. I don't feel bad for cheating. Almost. Ah, you're back. Have a good swim? No, I'm a bird, not a fish. But I did find a mystery item in the upper basin. It's no murder weapon, though. What is this? Brown and sticky. Smells weird. Don't tell me you picked up a very wet cigar butt, possibly belonging to Baron Roguil? Correct. That shouldn't be too surprising. It's his house, after all. Especially the evidence file, just in case. With the waiting. Anything else we need to do here? Don't think there is. I think we have everything. I think we're done here. Are you sure you don't want to take another dip? We still have time. Don't push your luck. Okay, let's go back to the hall. Did you messieurs have a good look around? I trust everything was in order. We had a good look. Thank you, Baron, but we had to have some questions for you. Please, ask away. I have nothing to hide. I'm not going to ask him about the housemaid yet. Harugu, I would like to ask about your activities on the night of the murder. Oh, am I in trouble? No, just nothing like that. We're just gathering the full picture. I see. Well, let me think. The guests arrived at 5 o'clock, and we all sat down for dinner in this very hall at 6. That hall went magnificently. Falcon arrived at 7 o'clock, but until 7:30 that we had our picture taken. My housemaid discovered the crime scene soon after that. I see. There's something else I can help you, messieurs, with? Might as well. You met your housemaid, Colleen. She's a courteous young lady, isn't she? Nah, I'm not going to tell him. Yeah, she was more than willing to help us with an investigation. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah. So that got exactly. I think that'll be all, Baron. Thank you very much for your time. It was a pleasure. Have a delightful day, messieurs. Well, okay. Did you get the information you need, Falcon? I hope so. Don't worry. If everything goes wrong in the trial, we can always just wing it. Terrible. Just terrible. Let's head back to the office and get some rest from you and your jokes. Wonder if we can head back. Let's just see if there's extra. Back here already? I thought you wanted to meet the photographer. Come on, Falcon, time's a wasting. Oh yeah, we might as well interrogate Monsieur Robinho. So this is the studio of the famous photographer. Shall we knock? There's a note on the door. The magnificent and marvelous artist, Monsieur Robitio de Robinho, is currently out on an artistic expedition. He shall return when his muse sees fit. When his muse sees fit. What does that even mean? I think it means he's pretentious bird brain. In any case, the artist seems to be out. What should I do now? Knock. His housemaid might be in or something. We should knock anyway. Alright, I don't see the harm. Nope, doesn't look like he's in, Falcon. Well, we're not just gonna leave. We should break in. What? Are you serious? Maybe. Monsieur Jayjay Falcon, I would have thought that a man of justice like yourself would be against such reckless displays of unlawful barbarism. You're right, I'm sorry. I don't know what came over. It's a brilliant suggestion. Stand back, I'm barging the door down. Just like that. Shouldn't we discuss this first? Nope. No room for discussion. What in bird Jesus' name was that? You said you wanted to break in. I thought we could find an open window. I didn't think you would turn to a bird-sized cannonball. Well, now we're here. We don't have to be It's got something. It's very swanky. I was going to say ostentatious. Just swanky talk for swanky. Don't have time for this. Kind of a door being smashed in could be drawing unwanted attention. Find anything that may help our case and get out. There's a lot of paintings. You've got quite the music taste as well. I'll look at the door last. Let's look left to right. I see a bourgeois tigress in profile. I see paints, inks, and dyes. I'm not quite sure what the clear liquid in this bowl is. I could taste test it. You could, but we don't have time for a hospital visit right now, so let's not. Was he a finely dressed dandy fellow upon a horse? You could describe all these paintings so accurately. Chandelier? You should get one of those for the office. I don't have the money for that sort of luxury. This appears to be a photograph of a ladder. Symbolic of climbing towards success, perhaps? Looks like a stepladder to me. Oh no, we're not getting into that whole argument. They do want to shove the references in, don't they? A beautiful picture of the Paris skyline. Given the angle, I'm thinking from Notre Dame itself. There. Who says I can't read the Who says I can't read the subtitle when I accidentally click it away? There's a photograph of a castle somewhere in the countryside. Now, what's an uncle who fell off a castle rampart while on guard duty? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Did he die? No, he got demoted. Terrible. Is this going to be your gimmick, Sparrowson? Are you just going to make really appalling jokes? Butterfly. Maybe a moth. Difficult done, black on white. A lighthouse? No, wait, a man in a top hat. Actually, if I squint and turn my head sideways, it's a black smudge, Falcon. This is a tiny photograph of what appears to be a jail cell. It reminds me. How illegal is this? You know, breaking and entering, rifling through a person's belongings? A little. Well, it's illegal, yes, but we're trying to solve a murder case, so it's forgivable. Oh, so you're saying a small act of evil is justifiable if it results in a greater good? Don't put words in my beak! There's a picture of a fence. It's a fancy photograph. It's viewed defenseless. Of all the pictures there, I would pick it as my favourite. Okay, I'm done. No more fence puns. Picture of a sailing ship on a windy day. Hey Falcon, look! What? It's just an easel. No, look at what's on the easel. Oh wow. This supposed to be a copy of the photograph in the evening of the murder. There's no question about it. I see a housemaid, Dame Cataline, and I think that's Signor Pertois, Cataline's father. What do you do? Do we just take this? Evidence, yes. We've come this far, may as well borrow it. We're so stealing from this artist. Yeah, we borrowed. A photograph we borrowed. Is there anything else we need to do here? No, I'm pretty sure I looked at everything. What's up? No, Facebook hasn't got it. Yeah, let's just get the heck out of it. I think we're done snooping. Let's get out of it before we draw further attention to ourselves. Sounds good to me. Uh-oh. Oh, was this the guy? I want you! What happened to my door? Well? Some kids did it. Little weasel types. Saw them. Yeah, weasels. They were like, let's break into this art guy's house. And we were like, no, weasels, you can't do that because that would be illegal. And then they were like, we chased them off. That's the important thing. Thank you, I suppose. Let's make a move. Trial day is approaching fast. Let's go. Well, I think we completely got away with that. Oh. Palais de Justice. Let's see what happens if we... Actually, we've seen him now, so let's see what happens if we go over the Fuck, it's the trial day! Stop messing around when you head to the courthouse already! I mean, just... No! We're going to be late! What about if we go back to the studio? Oh, he's gonna say that for everyone, isn't he? Oh well, time for the trial. Falcon and Sparrowson stand inside the marble portico at the Palais de Justice, awaiting the opening of the Tribunal de Grande Instance. Oh. You nervous, Falcon? No. We've got this case in the bag. Look at my feathers. See? Totally unruffled. Wow, at least one of us is feeling confident. Oh, okay. Monsieur Falcon, Petit Sparrowson, is there anything you need me to do? No, we've got a handle on things. Falcon was just telling me how confident he was feeling about the case. That's wonderful. I just know you two will pull through. Let's move it along, fellas. I'll be watching from inside. Do your best for me, Monsieur Falcon. We will. Are we ready? Yeah, we're ready. Okay. Yep, it's a rabbit. I guess. Judge Maxime, a woodpecker? Looks like a woodpecker. We do the delusional artist. Some would describe Robitio with the H word. Alright, settle down everyone, settle down. Is everybody here? Jayjay Falcon, present. The defense is ready, Your Honor. And here's our... Rupert Rabington, present. The ready is prosecution, Your Honor. Oh, done, that's fine. Gosh, where are my notes? I knew it. Knew what? Rupert and I went to Paris Law School together. He was in all my classes. Oh, was he smart? No. He always got the second worst marks in the class. I can only assume he bumbled through the final exams on the luck of these two rabbit's feet. Unless he's improved considerably, you might already have this trial in the bag. That's good to know. Sparrowson, if Rupert scored the second lowest marks in the class, then you scored the lowest. I choose to exercise my right to not self-incriminate. Ah, here it is. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Are the jury all present? All present and accounted for, Your Honor. Attentive and even-handed. It bumbles through cases on nothing but sheer and delight. Fuck it. I've known only 6 members of the jury for cases like this. Why do I count 8? Oh, those two birds with the funny hats are assessors. No, assessors. The associate judges. Everything seems to be in order, so let us begin. The court is now in session for the trial of Dame Cataline de Miao. Prosecution, please call your first witness to the stand. Oh gosh, are we there already? Okay, I choose to call the officer in charge of the murder investigation, Inspector Valerti, to the witness stand. Inspector Valerti, please approach the stand and recite the oath. As you will, Your Honor. I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, and tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Monsieur, Inspector, please state your name and occupation for the record. My name is Inspector Just Valerti. I am a servant to the law, a scourge of the gutter rats that plague this sea. War veteran turned police inspector. I've enforced the law for over 20 years, and I shall continue until I bring the infamous Viridian killer to justice. My path begins 18 years ago. Let's stick to the questions, Inspector. Of course, Your Honor. Oh, great. I was hoping around the bumbling, cuddly officers, but instead we're stuck with lawful goody two-shoes. I bet go telling his own mother if he saw her leering. So, Inspector, it is true you are the lead investigator in this case? That is correct. I was also one of the first to arrive at the scene of the crime. Perhaps you can walk us through what you witnessed upon your arrival? Absolutely. Just after 7:30, we were alerted and brought to the scene by the housemaid of Baron Mauguil. At the scene of the crime, we found Dame Cataline de Miao. She was standing over the corpse of Monsieur Grimwig with blood on her paws. Well, that sounds like an open and shut case, in my humble opinion. So, no more questions, Bloody paws? Nobody told me that detail. Keep it together, Falcon. You're about to cross-examine the witness. That's your opportunity to find flaws in the inspector's testimony. Of course, I know this. You have again your cross-examination, Monsieur Falcon. Oof. All these. Keep what you find suspicious. Ask for questions. Avoid pressing for pointless details. Okay. What has made? Sliced open corpse? I'd like to ask about the corpse of Mr. Grimley. Go on. Cause of death? What's Mr. Grimley's cause of death? That was immediately obvious when I ran on the scene. Mr. Grimley had a gaping slash from shoulder to thigh. Blood was everywhere. I spoke with the coroner and he was in agreement. The frog died from blood loss directly caused by the... I see. There's a chance of arguing this is unrelated injury, huh? Yes. Tell me about the slash. You described the cut on Mr. Grimley's corn. Certainly. The single vertical slash was fine and deep cut, the sort you would expect from a sharpened saber or a surgeon's knife. Or a cat's claw? Certainly. Wait. You say a saber or a knife couldn't put you on. Isn't that a line of investigation worth pursuing? Jayjay Falcon, did you see or hear anything about a knife or sword at the crime scene? Well, no. No, I didn't. It's a possibility, is it not? Well, on evidence, it's a pretty unlikely possibility. Let's stick to the facts. No, it didn't. Blood on her paws. What? Inspector, you said Dame Cataline had blood on her paws. Correct. Blood clung to her fur like guilt to a convict. How much? How about with the lady's palm there? That would be clear she had dirtied her hand on the victim's body. We know it's blood under the suspect's nails, round her fingertips, even around her mouth. Her mouth? How vile! The inspector's answer is pretty definitive. Blood around her mouth? Now, why would blood be around her mouth unless she was licking him or something? Ha! What a question! It was Mr. Grimley's, of course. Why are you so sure? I object. This line of questioning is absurd. There was only one murder victim that night, Falcon. It was only in Cataline's paws. It was only under one person, Mr. Grimley. Judge, Falcon's trying to delay the trial by asking pointless questions. I'm afraid the prosecution may have a point, Mr. Falcon. Do you have any reason to suspect the blood belonged to someone other than Mr. Grimley? Why, yes, I do, because she was eating a bloodied steak. I do, Your Honour. Actually, I have more than suspicion. I have evidence that the blonde Dame Cataline's paws had nothing to do with the murder. It's a foolish time wasting, Falcon. If the blonde Dame Cataline's paws didn't cover the victim, where did the blood come from? From the steak. On the evening of the murder, Dame Cataline ate a bloody rare steak. Is this true, Monsieur Rabbington? Well, in a manner of speaking, I suppose steak may have been on the menu. The Inspector, would you acknowledge the possibility that the blood and lame paws did not belong to the victim, but to the steak? Well... Wait, don't answer that, Inspector! It is a possibility. No! It's so good. Intriguing. Pretty convincing. So, Inspector Velotti, is it possible you arrested an innocent bystander simply for being a messy eater? Now, hold on just 1 minute, Falcon. You're overlooking something quite crucial. Dame Cataline is an elegant bourgeois kitten. She was no doubt brought up with flawless etiquette and perfect table manners. At the banquet, she was eating a steak with a fork in her and a knife in her right, like any proper civilized animal. How could she have possibly gotten blood in her paws with good manners? But there was no silverware, because the silverware had been stolen by his housekeeper. Ah, that's a good question. Or at least, it would be at any ordinary dinner banquet. What happened? Something was missing from that particular banquet. Something that forced Dame Cataline to eat with her paws. Dame Cataline was forced to eat steak with her paws because the silverware of the household had been previously stolen. Stolen? I don't recall any mention of that in the police report. We weren't aware of anything missing from the Roguil residence when we before the initial investigation. But as it happened, Baron Roguil approached us about this very subject last night. Ah! Innocent, perhaps? What's the twist? Yeah, there's a hippo on the jury. Let me look at them. Okay, you've got what looks like a dog, a hippo, a goat, an ostrich, raven. Don't know. A walrus, a lizard, and Just a... there. What is the meaning of all this? Bloody steak, misplaced silverware. Inspector, was your investigation so lax that you overlooked these basic facts in your initial report? Lax? My investigation? Judge, I assure you, I'm the most thorough investigative officer on the force. Then it is amazing the Parisian police managed to solve any crimes at all. Oh dear. Be on your way, Inspector. Perhaps do a little inspecting for your next case. Fine, so be it. Messieurs, until next time. Prosecutor, I trust your next witness is ready. Yes, of course, Your Honour. A couple, let's see. Monsieur Rubinio, the photographer who attended the banquet on the night of the murder. Monsieur Rubinio, please approach the stand and How's it go? I swear to speak without hatred and without fear, to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. It's a little cliché, to be perfectly honest. Could the witness please introduce himself with the court record? I say in this courtroom does not immediately recognize me. I am the great Monsieur Rubinio, cutting-edge photographer and visionary. I don't just take people's pictures, I capture their very essence. Je suis l'artiste. To air un pipe. You may have seen my works in hit magazines La Branche or C'est Chouette. I can send you tweets if you like. What on earth is a tweet? That's about communication. Come fuck, it's the 19th century. Get the times already. Yes, your works are very impressive, Monsieur Rubinio, but let's get down to business. What was your activities were on the night of the murder? Very well, I was hired by Baron Roguil to capture the evening's events. I arrived at 7:30. I pointed my camera and captured the beauty of the banquet in one fantastic photograph. Then I billed Baron Roguil and left, like a true artist. And with regard to the photograph itself, who did you photograph? I might ask. I brought a copy so you can all see for yourselves. Oh, very good. Let's take a closer. Oh, so I didn't need to steal it. Exquisite picture, is it? That photograph is different to the one I found in his house. Let's have a close look at it. Yeah, Pertois on the left, Coulin's on the right. But in the one we found, Cataline was in the centre, and the one he's showing us now, Roguil's in the centre. Huh. Also, are there hands on that? Are there hands on the clock in there? I can see one hand on it, but the clock in his house was handless. Huh. Well, this is an exquisite picture, isn't it? So, what do we have here? In the middle we see Baron Roguil, the line who hosted the event. And then we see Senior Pertois de Miel, the father of the defendant, in Cataline. And then we see the housemaid, Colleen Dehort, who I suspect may have snuck into the picture uninvited. As you can see, two people are clearly absent from the photograph. The first is the victim, Monsieur Grenby. The second is the defendant, in Cataline de Miel. Quite suspicious, wouldn't you agree? Just a moment, Monsieur Abidin. This proves nothing. So the defendant and the victim were not photographed with the others. That doesn't mean they were in the garden together. Hold your horses, Falcon. I'm not done yet. The prosecution may continue. Behind the photograph subject, we see a wall clock with the time set at 7:30. Yeah, but the clock in his house had no hands. So that draws suspicion. Wait, 2 seconds. Now, why is that time significant? Well, as Inspector Valetti told us earlier, that was the exact time the murder took place. Do you see, Falcon? Every suspect has an alibi at the time of the murder, save for Dame Cataline herself. Now, Falcon, the photograph doesn't seem right. It looks different from the one we borrowed from our video studio. I see it too. Our photograph shows Colleen Dehort, Dame Cataline, and Senior Pertois. But Monsieur Rubinio's photograph shows Baron Roguio where Dame Cataline should be standing. Because you know one photograph was taken, this demonstrates one of the photographs must have been edited in some way. You should slam that evidence out. Be like, BAM! Inconsistency! This whole courtroom is out of order! Case closed! I can't do that. I don't think you're more delicate with your words. No, I mean I can't do that because our evidence was illegally obtained. Well... You can point out that the clock had no hands. That's not illegal evidence, because we saw that for ourselves. Yeah, we can't see the photo there. There, we can just point out that the clock in his room had no hands. And the lounge had no hands, and hands must have been added to the photograph. If I had to present it, Mr. Rubinio would ask how we acquired it, and the whole trial could derail. I'm going to do my legal license, and be arrested for that. Huh. No, we don't want that. No. No, we don't. Let's tread lightly. Right, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Very well, the defense may proceed. It's a waste of time, you ask me. Photographs are rock-solid evidence. Obviously ask about the photograph. Take a close look at this photograph. I'm gonna ask him that just for the heck of it. Yeah, why is it in black and white? I was under the impression that photographs were flawless reproductions of reality, and I see something that's totally at odds with reality. It's a glaring error. It's something that's so blatant, I'm amazed it's been overlooked. A glaring error? Impossible! You see, whereas reality is in colour, this photograph is merely in black and white! Monsieur Falcon, you are quite the foolish Luddite, aren't you? There is no mistake. All photographs are in black and white. All of them? Yes, it's a limitation of photographic technology. Now I feel silly. Yes, I do have a more important question. I see a mistake. That clock has has hands, and it does not meant to have hands. Just to clarify, Mr. Rubinio, photographs are a direct reflection of reality, are they not? That's correct. The photography process leaves no room for bias or inaccuracies. That's most curious, because I see a mistake. Mistake? Impossible! I just want you to ensure the camera is a perfect, unbiased device. The photographs it produces are flawless. Falcon, I'm not seeing mistakes. Perhaps you could be more specific. Certainly. The area that contains a mistake. The clock. The clock in this photograph. There is something not right about it. It was not convenient. The defense sees something wrong with the key piece of evidence that implicates his client. Don't give me that cocky tone, Mr. Rappington. I have evidence that there's something wrong with the clock in that picture. Hand this clock. The photograph clearly shows the clock's hand pointing at 7 and 6. That much is self-evident. Which is most curious because the clock in the lounge of Chateau Crinière has no hands. It has no hands? The clock is merely a decorative piece, a talking iron. Feel free to ask Baron Roguil or his housemaid if you have doubts. Mr. Rubinio, how do you explain this discrepancy? I don't know. There must be some sort of mistake. My camera is flawless. There is no mistake, monsieur. Your photograph depicts something that does not exist in the real world. Maybe there was an error in the printing process. An error precisely where the clock's hand should be. Please, monsieur, don't patronize us. I'd offer a more plausible explanation. You, Monsieur Rubinio, edited this photograph. Edited? I'm no expert, but I suspect you used paint or ink to carefully put hands upon the clock. It's a simple task considering the clock face was bare. One could even speculate that you specifically chose to include a handless clock in the photograph just to simplify the editing. Falcon, your reasoning is absurd! Why would the witness do such a thing? It's not obvious. By showing the photograph to have taken place at precisely 7:30, it clears all the photograph's subjects of suspicion. In other words, Monsieur Rubinio created a perfect alibi. Of course, this raises further questions. Who is this witness protecting? And why? Was Monsieur Rubinio coerced, bribed, threatened? Enough silence. Let's hear some answers, Monsieur Robinho. Fine, you got me. I'm guilty. I did it all. You did it? You're confessing to the murder of Monsieur Grimley? No, I have no idea who killed the frog. I'm just admitting I'm guilty of producing fraudulent photographs. I was ordered to make changes to the printed photographs, and yes, that included adding hands to the clock. You were ordered by... I dare not say, Monsieur Robinho. I strongly advise you to answer the defendant's question. You are placed to speak without fear, after all. With respect, Judge, I fear his claws more than I fear the punishment in the justice system. I shall name no names. His claws, huh? Well, that narrows it down to only 2 people, really. His claws, did you hear that, Falcon? That is most unfortunate. Monsieur Robinho, we cannot and shall not torture names out of you. We don't live under the ancien regime, after all. But since you admit to falsifying evidence, we cannot keep you on the stand as a witness. Take your leave. You shall be charged with perjury and you... I can't protest. That's the least I deserve for my failure as an artist. Good day, messieurs. Intriguing. So the clock's hands were painted on. So what? It doesn't matter. Photographs still depict Dame Cataline as absent close to the time of the murder. That's significant. Don't be dense, Mr. Rappington. If the photograph is not completely genuine, then it cannot be considered reliable evidence. Why not? It's still a portrayal of the night's events. Because if we accept that one part of the picture was edited, we must accept the possibility that other parts were too. It is possible Dame Cataline was painted out. Even worse, it is possible another person was painted in. We know the witness was trying to cover someone for all possibilities. Must be accountant. So what are you saying, Falcon? The house being paid off the photographer? Or was it Signor Pertois de Meow, perhaps? I don't think so. The housemaid lacks a means or motive. It wouldn't make sense for Signor Pertois to implicate his own daughter. I'm sure you're not saying the honest and beloved Baron Roguil deliberately tried to frame Dame Cataline. Gravity was outlandish fury, yet the Baron is a pillar of our community. He would never do such a thing. Mr. Ramsden, I hear throw accusations. That's the job of you, the prosecutor. However, perhaps I should offer my opinion. Sparrow himself. The Baron, it is some time for your witness testimony here. So you would think, prosecutor, and I see my good reputation getting tarnished by your incompetence. Incompetence? Indeed. Let's proceed with witness questioning. Is that fine with you, Judge? Yes, I suppose that's fine. Very good. I trust the defense has no objections. No objections here. Fantastic. Oh, before I forget, I pledge to speak without fear and prejudice, etc., etc. Now, prosecutor, ask me about how I witnessed over the course of the evening. Okay, Baron Roguil, on the night of the initial dinner went magnificently. On the top of our ride, Monsieur Grenouille left to visit the garden. Dame Cataline followed behind him moments later. Signor Pertois, Monsieur Robinho, and myself were engaged in conversation, so we paid her no mind. After the photographer had left, my housemaid left to go find Monsieur Grenouille and Dame Cataline. That would be when I heard her cry for help. Thank you, Baron. I think we all know the story from there. I would like to cross-examine the witness. Do you doubt my integrity, garçon? I'm just here to uncover the truth, Baron. Very well then, hit me with your best shot. Let me establish with absolute certainty I, Baron Roguil, am an honest man. The defense may proceed with the cross-examination. Okay, what's a question here? The dinner? Mr. Grimley has to visit the garden. My housemate? Nah, I don't think. All she did was steal silverware. I don't think she's involved. The dinner? Oh, yeah, that's about the dinner you said it in. Very well, ask away. Stolen cutlery. Earlier today we established that silverware was stolen from your residence prior to the banquet. Indeed, I am aware of whom the culprit is, but I have decided not to press charges. It is curious then that you decided to serve steak. This is what one would describe as finger food, after all. I don't know about that, Falcon, but with the right attitude, all food can be finger food. You know, I'll be curious about her. Signor Pertois and Dame Cataline are vocal lovers of rare steak. I was merely suiting their needs. Besides, what other choices does Baron have, Falcon? Serve vegetable broth like a common peasant? Do be quiet, prosecutor. You sound ridiculous. Sorry, Baron. Red herring. Now, about this red herring. Yes, what about it? Not sure, but I feel as if a vital importance to the case. Falcon, I just want to clarify this. Are you saying you wish to pursue the red herring? Yes, I read the No, I am not an idiot. No. No, on second thought, I suspect the red herring may be a diversion. I'll leave it alone there. That's a good call. The joke was starting to wear thin. I think it is worth selecting them all, actually, just to hear the dialogue. Let's talk about Gremwy. What was your relation? What was your relation with Mr. Gremwy prior to his marriage? We are business partners. Mr. Gremwy, Senior Pertois de Meow, myself, all own the third share in an up-and-coming railway company. Excuse the crassness of this question, but that means you and Senior Pertois will now own half of the company each, correct? Correct. As well as a slight glimmer of benefit that arose from this foul situation. That's a motive that you might have killed him, because then you would have got part of his share. But I'm sure you must understand, Mr. Gremwy and I were friends as much as we were business associates. I mourn the man's passing. Of course. Why did he visit? Why did Mr. Gremwy need to visit the garden? I believe he wanted some fresh air. The steak did not sit well with him, I fear. I see. That's quite coincidental timing, isn't it? How so? Well, Mr. Gremwy felt sick and left the room just after the photographer arrived and just before the murder occurred. One might draw a link between the food and the sickness. Hold on, Falcon. Surely I said that Mr. Gremwy's food was poisoned in some way. No, there's no evidence for poison. So, no, there's nothing to indicate poisoning. I just found the timing so nothing puzzling about it. Mr. Gremwy always had a soft stomach, so no surprise he couldn't keep down a good rare steak. I think I have to ask about the garden and the cigarette butt. We'll talk about your housemaid then. Okay, I've got a question on your housemaid, Colleen Duhot. No, I'm not going to publicly mention that she's a thief. I mean, he says he knows who it is, so telling him that he's a thief is pointless. Did your housemaid smoke cigars? Well, that question came out of the left field. Definitely not. Mademoiselle Duhot detests the smell of tobacco. I see. Putting together a bigger picture, are we? I think so. Yeah, because that cigar, and he's shown smoking cigars as well. So, we saw the murder scene in your garden for ourselves. What's with all the horses? Yes, what's with all the horses? Beg your pardon? There are all these horse and cherub statues in your garden. You think for nothing though weird? Could the defense please stop horsing around? This can't possibly have any relevance to the case. Nay, it doesn't. Nay, Your Honor, it doesn't. But hey, you can't bray a man for trying. Not bad at all. Yes, I have a question. When was the last time you visited your garden? When was the last time you ventured into your own garden? As it happens, I have quite serious allergies. I haven't been in my own garden for years. Years, you say? Indeed. Well, that's not right. And I do not wish to call you a liar, but that claim does not hold up to scrutiny. Oh? Why's that? Because we have hard evidence that you have visited the garden recently. Boulder Dash, my word is gold! Show the court this so-called hard evidence I've been in my garden. Cigar butt. This was found in your garden. You see it? It's found inside the fountain basin. Right beside where the murder occurred. A cigar butt? That could belong to anybody. And prosecutor, please shut your mouth. I can speak for myself. Okay, sorry, Baron. There's indeed the remnants of one of my cigars, but I must apologize, Mr. Falcon, for I misunderstood your initial question. See, prior to the banquet, I hadn't visited my own garden in years, but naturally, after hearing the housemaid's cry for help or even the murder, I rushed outside. I was shocked and disgusted by what I saw. That must have been when I dropped my half-smoked cigar in the fountain basin. See, Falcon, that's a perfectly reasonable explanation. Yeah, that would make sense if it had been dropped in the lower basin, but it was in the upper basin. I mean, Falcon had to jump in and swim around to get that butt out. So I think you'd have to do something equally important to get it in there as well. I find it believable the cigar was casually discarded. But as it happened, the cigar butt was found in the fountain's upper basin, a location that is going to be acted with great inconvenience. And a little padding. Apparently, the cigar butt was not dropped. It was deliberately hidden. There are any number of possible explanations. Are there? Because I can only think of one. As you, Baron Rockweil, deliberately hid your cigar butt to disguise your own illicit activities. Did I now? What illicit activities would those be? You want me to spell it out? Fine. let's put everything on the table. You, Baron Roguil, murdered Monsieur Granwy. That is what you were trying to keep directly accusing me of murder. How shamelessly brazen. It's a ludicrous accusation, Falcon. The Baron is an upstanding citizen of the highest order. Your allegation is baseless. You have no evidence, no means, motive, or opportunity. No evidence? Think harder, Monsieur Abington. Every piece of evidence points to Baron Roguil as the prime suspect. You want the means? The Baron certainly had the means. His lion's claws were as sharp as a surgeon's blade. Gutting a prop belly would be trivial to him. Even Monsieur Rubinio confessed just moments ago that he feared his claws. Ridiculous! Have I never threatened a man with violence? You want a motive? The Baron had at least 10,000 francs worth of motive. By removing a business partner, the Baron's share of his railway company increased from 1/3 to 1/2. This is preposterous! Finally, the Baron had an opportunity. No, he crafted the perfect opportunity. He arranged a small banquet with a very select number of guests. He was aware of the missing silverware, and yet he served steak, a food item that necessitated good cutlery. Why? To bloody the hands of his guests, of course. Then he hired an easily influenced photographer and staged a very specific picture, a perfect alibi for himself. Ooh, this music came loud. I'm glad I turned it down. Photographing the guests in front of a handless clock to make for easy editing is quite an ingenious plan, it must be said. Prosecutor, you're just going to let this slanderous yarn go uncontested? Say something! Object! Oh, you're pitifully useless. After executing the murder, the Baron found himself still holding a single piece of incriminatory evidence. His finished cigar. Leaving it at the crime scene with raised suspicion, but he didn't attempt to properly dispose of it. To add desperation, he threw it into his fountain, out of the sight of his guest, and then he's snooping police. I imagine the Baron was hoping to implicate Signor Patois de Miao, since that would ensure total control over his railway company. Alas, Dame Cataline was the first to happen on the crime scene, so the Baron improvised. This is an outrage! Judge, I demand you disbar this ranting lunatic! No, there's only one outrage here. There is a man like yourself is able to abuse his wealth and status to frame an innocent girl for murder. You're a bourgeois of the worst kind. How dare you, garçon! The utter nerve for a lying scumbag of a lawyer to accuse a philanthropist like myself of something so heinous! I'm nothing like the fat cat bourgeois. I'm a respectable, hard-working capitalist. No, you're a ruthless man who would slaughter a dear friend just to reap a few francs. You incredulous whelp! I ought to gut you right here and now, like a damned frog. Your Honor, can we take that as a confession? No. Could someone please restrain the Baron? I'm on it, Your Honor. Let's go, old man, to the conciergerie with you. Don't touch me, you filthy jackdaw. I can walk myself. And taken away. This is quite a turn of events. Does the prosecution have anything to add? In the manner of speaking, well, to be honest, no. Then I shall now confer with the members of the jury to come to a decision. I ask that the animals of the court please be patient in this time. Falcon, that was pretty incredible. Thank you. I just hope it was enough. What do you mean? You just proved Cataline innocent. We'll get not guilty for sure. Professor, I think you must have understood something important about the justice system. What's that? I haven't proved anything. As lawyers, we can't deal with proofs. It's just not possible. All we can do is organise the evidence and convincingly explain what it suggests. I haven't proved Aunt Cataline's innocence. All I've done is demonstrate there is a significant possibility she is not guilty. I'm not sure I understand the difference. We have reached the decision. In light of the recent revelations, it is clear that an error of judgment was made with the initial arrest. On that note, we unanimously find the defendant, Dame Cataline de Miao, to be not guilty. Victory! Victory! Monsieur Falcon! Petty Sparrowson! You did it! Yeah, I suppose we did, didn't we? Get back to the office so we can celebrate properly. Yeah, that's it. You did it, Falcon! I can't take all the credit. This is a group achievement. I'm so proud of you both. I'll go get one bottle of wine and 3 of our least dirty glasses. You're amazing, Monsieur Falcon. Oh, it was nothing. I very much like the way you pinned the murder on the Baron. That was an act of sheer genius. What do you mean, pinned the murder? Well, I didn't pin anything. Sparrowson and I just wanted to unveil the truth, given the fact of the case. Monsieur Falcon, there's no need to play coy. The case is over. Play coy? Don't tell me you're actually being sincere. I'm completely lost. Oh, wow. I thought the goody-goody thing was an act, but you actually don't know. Alright, I'll spell it out for you. Oh god, she killed him, didn't she? I murdered Monsieur Grimley. I saw him in the garden, all drunk and vulnerable, and I seized my opportunity. It was nothing personal. Just business, you understand? Business? Yeah, I bet she killed him for her father so he could gauge share. To increase my papa's share in the train company, of course. My papa always said the drunk old frog was the weakest link. Your confession doesn't make any sense at all. I found Baron Roguille's cigar butt hidden in the garden. Oh, I put that there. I expected the police to find it, but I suppose I was putting too much faith in the brains of Paris's finest. But Falcon proved that Monsieur Robinho's photograph was edited. It was edited. I wasn't in the picture because I was busy paying a visit to Monsieur Grimley in the garden. My papa knew I needed an alibi, so he ordered Monsieur Robinho to paint me over Baron Roguille and to add hands to the clock. Oh shoot, so her father was in on it. So it sounds to me here like the only ones who got played for a sucker were Falcon and the Baron. But that lazy artist didn't manage to finish altering either photograph by trial day. It's a good thing Mr. Falcon was so imaginative, because that could have gone very badly. What's with the silence? You should both be proud. There aren't many lawyers in the whole of France who could have won a case like this, even for a bourgeois kiddie like me. I think you should leave. Fine. So much for the celebrations. Here's the payment for your services, straight from my papa's pockets. Adieu, Monsieur Falcon. Adieu, Petite Sparrowson. Ooh. 40 francs is actually quite a lot. Actually quite a lot. But we got a murderer found not guilty. Falcon, what do we do now? Falcon? Well, that was a first case. So I knew parts of that case, but from this point on, it's going to be completely blind. I have no clue what happens after this point. So yeah, that was kind of the intro case. But yeah, we're going to carry on. So